And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at a small game called Red 7. That's one word, Red 7 all together. Makes me think of an X-Wing squadron, but that's not what this is talking about. This is a game of colors and numbers. The rules of this game are to have the highest number. That's it. Have the highest number, you win. Well, there's more to it than that because you can change the rules of this game. Think of this game as an Uno game for smart people. Oh, maybe that's not a good description either. How about a game? I don't know. Let's just take a look. First of all, let's take a look at the deck. The deck is made up of 49 cards. There are 7 colors and 7 numbers in each color. The numbers are from highest to lowest, so 7 is always better than a 5, which is always better than a 1. And if you have 2 cards with the same color, then you will look at this color reference card here. So if I have a 5 orange and a 5 blue, orange is better than blue. So the highest card is the red 7, the lowest card is the violet 1. What you're going to do at the beginning of the game is each person's going to get dealt 7 of these cards. And then after you get 7, you'll notice 7's a common factor here. Each player will have a card placed in front of them. So let's say these are the cards placed in front of them. The 3 players playing, 5 is the highest card. So 5 is currently winning. How do I know that? Because in the middle of the table there's a rule card and it says you're playing red, highest card wins. So 5 is winning. So I will start the game because I am to the left of that player. Now on my turn, at the end of my turn, I must be winning. If I'm not winning at the end of my turn, then I'm eliminated from the game. So I can do one of 3 things. I can play a card in front of me, which I'm going to do here, which is a 7. Now I have the highest card, so I'm winning the game. Or I could have played, let's see here. There's not many other cards that I could have played at this point in time, but I could change the rule. And if there was a rule that was changed, maybe the most of one color. Well, that's not very good to me because even though I have the most of one color, so does everybody else. However, you can play a card that changes the rule and a card in front of you. So let's say I play this 1 and 3 in front of myself. Now I'm winning. So I play 1 card here and 1 card there. So the other player here, he simply plays a 4 in front of him. He doesn't even change the rule because he now has the most of one color. We both have yellow and we both have orange, but he has the highest number, which is a 4 of orange. So then the other player here, the next player here, he simply changes the rule back to highest card, which means he wins again. Then on my turn, I'm going to play I'm going to play another yellow, and also put 1 here in the middle, the most of one color, so that I'm winning again. Now the player on the other side, he's going to play a dark blue here, a dark blue 1, and he's going to play the most different colors. He has 2 colors, no one else does, so he's winning. And that's basically how the game works. Now one more thing, when you play a card here and you change the rule, if that card is greater than all the cards that you have, so a 7 is greater than all the cards that we have here, then I'm going to draw a card. If you play, so the more cards you have in front of you, the harder a chance it is to draw a card. Other rules here are the most cards below 4, the most cards of one number, the most even cards, the most cards in a row. Think of a straight like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And those are the different rules that can be played. You keep going until only one person is left in the game, and that person is the winner. Or you can play a game when somebody wins. The cards that they win with are discarded from the game, and you start over again, but those cards are gone. And even more than that, if you want to, you'll notice that at the top of some of these cards, there are symbols, so that when you play those cards, different things will happen. For example, when you play the 1, you'll take a card from someone else's tableau in front of them. If you play the 3 there, you get to draw a card. A 5 lets you play another card to your palette in front of you, and a 7 makes you discard another card that's in your tableau. So that adds a little bit more to the game, and you can play multiple rounds and try to get points for scoring when you take cards out. Let's say I won with these 3 cards, that's 10 points worth of scoring, and the first person to a certain number is the winner. But most of the time when I play this, people just play round after round, and one person will win each round. Red 7 is a game of surprising depth. Now, when you first play, you're like, okay, obviously, and each turn you take a look at the thing and say, okay, what card can I play to change the rule and or add to my palette in front of me so that I win the game? However, what you're really wanting to do is play cards down so that they will build up for other rules or cards in your hand so that you may use them in the future. So for example, I might be playing the most cards of one color, but I'm also playing cards that are less than 4 so that later on I can play that less than 4 thing and win. You're also watching what the other players are doing. If someone plays the red 7, obviously they are going to have the highest card, period, no matter what. So that rule is out for you, and you have to figure out a way to stop them. And I like the game, honestly I like the game as its most basic level. Usually I like to add things. I played with the points, I played with the special abilities. The special abilities in the cards are kind of cool, and they add a little bit more interaction. And the points does add some diversity and also has to make you think what cards are out of the game. But I just like the basic. This is kind of just a super type filler where you're just playing cards down and boom, we play it, boom, we play it, and boom, we play it. Okay, well, time's up. Let's do something else now. If you play it like that, you can pretty much play it anywhere. It's a small game. The color on the cards is fantastic because all the cards have the words written on them. So you can see this says the word blue on it. Therefore, for colorblind people, it's pretty easy to tell these cards apart. And, you know, I like the ranking is the rainbow, red all the way down to violet. Although my daughter Violet is not pleased that the lowest number is her name. But this is cool. This is a really neat game. Now, I'm not as over the moon as some of the people are. When I played this at Board Game Geek Convention this year, I mean, everybody there was just like, oh, Red 7! I like it. It's a good little game and one that I like to play between others. I'm not like in love with it, but I do think it's a neat thing to have. It's something unique, and that's something I think is always good. That whole idea of changing a rule has been around since, you know, the card game Maui or whatever you want to call it, where you have different rules in the game. You're basically playing Uno, but the rules keep changing. But here it's more obvious, but at the same time also more subtle on how the game is played. So a clever little game, Red 7. I think this one's actually going to be a pretty big hit because quite a few people like it. I enjoy it. Red 7. Dice Tower Judgment, approved.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.
Good.
There.